y'all doing? Today is not that great a day. My truck got broke into. I don't know if anybody's going to be out there listening or what have you. I'm more or less just talking because my mind is kind of like, fuck this, you know? And I gotta go into work. I was gonna put my chaps on and I forgot to do that. You know? Shit happens. But I went to get something out of my pickup. I was riding the bike anyways. And I'm like, I'm gonna put chaps and stuff on this morning because it's cold. It's like 40 degrees. At least I got my jacket on. But I didn't notice yesterday. I mean, I noticed there were like 2 placards from my 18-wheeler on the ground. I'm like, what are those doing there? You know? Because that's just weird. Okay, I threw them in the truck and I had my mind on other shit, you know? And then this morning I went to get something out and I noticed my glove box was open, my console was open. Somebody done went through all that shit. And well, they broke into my truck. Luckily I don't keep guns in there, so they didn't get a gun. They did get ammo. There was ammo in there, and they did get ammo. I'd say they got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, that's 60. They got over 100 rounds. I know for sure I had 3 loaded 20-round mags in there and a box of ammo. I don't think I had any fun sticks in there. I may have. I don't think I did. But they got it. I'm gonna call the pawn shop when they open. Let them know. And the ammo was a weird box that I never shot. Because it's one of those things where you buy a gun, like, hey, we got a box of ammo to go with it. And it was during the pandemic and ammo was short. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. Because usually, you know, those are 9mm. Those weren't for my 44. And when I was shooting competition, because I was doing the Glock shooting sport stuff. And I was, well, what I found is that the Cellar and Belliot, or Beloit, however you want to pronounce that, hits in the same spot as my carry ammo, which is SIG V Crown. And if you carry SIG V Crown and you want some practice ammo that hits in the same spot, try the Cellar and Belliot. Because that seemed to work pretty good for me. And I don't know if they were loaded up with V Crown, because that would be a big difference in the price on the ammo. Because the Cellar and Belliot's just like range ammo kind of stuff. And that's what I would compete with, and it just translated good to my carry ammo. Well, they got at least 3 mags full of that. And I don't know if I had any 1911 mags in there or not. I don't remember. I've got like ammo and shit everywhere. I didn't have any guns in there, which I'm thankful for that. I'd have been a whole lot madder if they'd have stole a gun. You know? But The box of ammo was one that I'd never shot. It just happened to, how you put it, come with a gun. And it's one of them weird zombie defense, RIP, whatever bullshit ammo. And it was, you know, ammo prices were sky high. There was ammo shortages, that sort of thing. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. And I put it in the glove box, and I kind of forgot about it. I knew it was there. Every time I looked in the glove box, I saw it. But I never shot it because I just don't shoot that shit. That was like, you know, one of them things. Y'all remember what it was like during the pandemic getting ammo? But literally, hey, Christmas present, anything, if you want to know what ammo. I like SIG V-Crown. That's my carry ammo. Cellar and Belliot, that's my range ammo. Whether it's 9 or 45. And if you have a 1911, by the way, and you want to shoot hollow points through it, there's a problem. Well, the Clark cut's not as bad. But if you got a regular old 1911, they have problems with flat nose ammo. V-Crown, any of that. The flat nose you're going to run into on them little tiny 380s and 9mm abortions of a 1911. 1911s should be 45. I'll accept a 10mm, but they should be 45. I'll even accept that, what is that, 38 Super, whatever the hell it is, that Mexican round. I'll accept that too, I understand it. But anything that's flat nose generally likes to jam, and you got to find an ammo that it likes. Well, the V-Crown is just a little bit longer, and if you're good and broke in, you know, as far as with your gun, you got some rounds to it, and that round's nice and polished, and you cleaned it up and all that shit. And, I mean, I polish mine by hand. Dear God, don't take a Dremel to it. Don't ever do that. If you ever have a thought of taking a Dremel to a firearm, take the Dremel, find a fireplace or something that gets really hot, something preferably gas operated, or just get a barrel and about 5 gallons of gas, light it and chuck the fucking Dremel in there. Do not put a Dremel to a gun. Do it by hand. I've got my own polishing stones and everything. I build 1911s. But hey, I do accept ammo for Christmas gifts. 45, 9mm, 5.56, 44, 8mm, 7mm, 303, 308, 12 gauge. I got all kinds of 22, but I'll always take another brick. You know? But that's what they got. They didn't get any of my tools, I don't think. I really don't think they got my tools. I'm gonna look again. I'm on 6th gear. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna look again, make sure they didn't get any. But I don't think they got any. It's just like a violation kind of thing. Like they went through your shit, you know? And I don't know how my signal's doing. One of y'all can let me know if you're listening. But they didn't get in Amy's car. And I know I should lock my door and all that. And sometimes it's locked, sometimes it ain't. But I also don't want my window broken. You know what I mean? I'd have been in a whole hell of a lot more pissed off mood if I was sitting there waiting for my window to be fixed, or taping up my window, or what. Which realistically, that would have been what would have happened. Is I'd have had to tape it up and ride around like that for a few months, because that's not going to meet the deductible on my insurance, and I'm not going to be able to afford to do it. And I'd have to find auto salvage to get the window out of, and I'd be doing it my damn self. That's what would have been going on. That's what would have happened. And I should have worn my chops because my legs are freezing. Hey, it works better than coffee. It'll wake you up. You wearing hose. Anyways. For my leg, that'll probably help my ankle. It's still kind of hurting, but it's not too bad. If my dog was still around, he died a few months ago, this would not have happened. Number one, he would go through a window. He did not care about windows. He's a big Mastiff mix, Great Dane, Dogo Argentina. He did not care about doors. He did not care about fences. He did not care about windows. All of those things were merely suggestions. Number two, he would have woke me up. And there would have been an entirely different police report. I went ahead and reported it. You know, just because I don't know if they have any kind of algorithms they put stuff into and what neighborhoods to patrol and which ones they aren't or anything that they're tracking. But it seems useless because the times that they've came out, it's like they stand there tapping their foot like this is a waste of their time. And they kind of let you know that it's a waste of their time. But the lady that I talked to was actually pretty nice. Well, I made the report. If I find anything else missing, I don't remember what all was in there. I know my inverters in my truck, my big truck. I think they were basically looking for electronics and guns. And what they'll generally do is they'll roll through a subdivision. They'll have like 2 or 3 kids, 2 or 3 people that are not 18 yet. And they will, they'll be running up in your driveways because that's what they do. It's cold, I ain't riding that fast. You can go around. But if anyone's over 18, they'll be in the car. And they're gonna split. They usually use kids, whether we're talking meth heads, whether we're talking like organized crime, gangs, whatever. You know, meth is a terrible drug. We got like the meth and the fentanyl. Meth's still pretty strong out here, mainly because people gotta work, people got to stay up. Strangely enough, meth heads have jobs, but the jobs don't pay enough. Yeah. And they go up in your driveway and they check the lock. Sometimes if they see something they like, they'll bust the window. They'll check the door locks and they'll look in the cars. The door locks is open, they'll go through it. This is what they did to mine. If they happen to see something they like, they'll bust the window and they'll grab it. Like, my neighbor, they got the GPS and all that stuff from his work truck when they broke the windows. We had a rash of that a few years ago. And it's like the only way we really made it stop. But look at all that gravel. But we weren't going to say shit if we saw somebody walk out of the woods with a shovel. I don't care about gunshots in the middle of the night. It's none of my business. If I see my neighbor walking out of the woods with a shovel, well, I'll fix him some coffee. Once we got that through to them, they stopped. But I think this is an entirely new group because it's been a few years. And maybe they're gonna have to get the point. I don't know. It's like after a hurricane or something. Hurricane Harvey. You know, same guys that are normally stealing copper and shit like that. They're out there breaking into people's houses and shit. And we stopped it. We didn't have to shoot anyone. We just made an armed presence known. You know, you're walking around in your front yard and you're not concealed carrying anymore. You're open carrying. You know? You're walking the fence line with an AR-15. And all of a sudden, nobody was stealing anything. And like most protective uses of a firearm, nobody gets shot. Most of the time, a firearm is used to defend someone's property or their house or anything like that, you know, or their lives or anything. Nobody actually gets shot. The mere presence of the firearm is enough. It detours the situation. It de-escalates the situation. The thieves back off, they leave. And yes, there are times when it don't. Whoa, the cows are out. I don't want to hit the calf. That's a pretty little calf back there. I hope you don't get hit. And I don't know these people. But, yeah, I think it's a new group of thieves. So I don't know how we're going to get the word out. I know I'm going to call the pawn shop. I think I got my handles just a little bit off. Like I need to adjust one up or down. And to be honest, this one hasn't been messed with. This one is. Which, there's not that much difference. There might be an eighth of a inch difference in angle, maybe, if that. But it's just enough you can kind of feel it. And the one on the right feels better. So that might be one of my next projects. I think I might do that. But anyways, fuck the thieves. I do not like the thieves. And if I would have caught them, like I said, if Dennis was still around, he would have woke me up. He would have woke me up, and I'd have probably had to have stopped him from going through a window. Again. I just fixed that window from the last time he went through it. Had to board it up for a while. HOA lady was getting a little bit nosy. Thought she was going to walk up my property and look around. And she got off my property real fucking quick. Guess she never thought a dog would go through a window. It's just glass. Once he figured out it's just glass, yeah, a window was not going to stop him. He did not care. And him and Bruno would steal my beer cans. I miss Bruno too. Bruno wouldn't have went through the window, but he'd have definitely woke me up. Bruno used to steal beer. Like you're going home and you got a cold case of beer out of the cooler. You're taking it home. You had to... Depending on what county you're in, that's a bad thing, because if you take a beer out of that case, that's now an open container, whether you're drinking it or not. Which is stupid bullshit laws that cops shouldn't enforce, even if they are laws. Just because. But they do, because a lot of them are just fucking assholes. And, but no, he would steal the beer. Also, you're driving down the road, like, back then I still had that explosion. And he's back there. He'd take him out. You know, I think they got shook up enough in the process of taking him out. He'd bite and start sucking all the beer out of the can. He was a cool dog. Dennis would kind of do the same thing, but he knows there's food in the cans. So if you left a can of anything out and he just got hungry, he would chew the can open, and if he liked it, he would eat whatever was inside it. Yeah, it's just some thin metal. That wasn't going to stop him. I mean, he's a Mastiff. When a Mastiff really wants something, they're going to get it. When a Mastiff really doesn't want to be somewhere, they're going to get out. You know. Oh, I'm going to lock him in a room and he's going to stay there. Well, say bye to your door. Because they will tear your door to pieces. They're good dogs, though. It's like, I'm not ready for another one. But I kind of want another one now. You know what I mean? It is easier to see what lane they're in the daytime. I'll put that defogging stuff on my visor and on my glasses. I'm going to see how well that helps. My head shut. See if I can time this U-turn right. Should I go around? I'm just gonna pull into the gas station up here. Like, I don't know. So now I'm gonna do, I know my signal's gonna be shit past here. Poetic justice if they ran me over. I can hear myself talking. I just have to deal with it. I don't need gas, but I'll park here. Anyways, it's been a bad morning. Kind of good. They didn't get a gun. But still, not a great morning. So I will let y'all go. Thanks for listening to me ramble on about bullshit. And hopefully my day gets better. So, oh yeah, Indie Ridge. Give them an advertisement because these are awesome gloves. But I will catch you later. So adios, Fio Con